Hello, my name is Rachel Coletta and welcome to another video. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about manifestation. This is such a big, juicy topic and it is so common in the spiritual world, but I still find that there's so many people who are struggling manifesting what they want. They're running into roadblocks or they're just feeling like they're hitting a wall. So I want to give you a couple of my most potent tips and tricks to help you manifest your dreams and your desires. Really, I could probably do several videos on manifestation, so I'm just going to start off today with a couple of the basics that I think will give you a lot of bang for your buck. And I'm going to end by sharing a manifestation story of my own that will hopefully help to illustrate some of these tips and tricks and give you ideas as to how you could begin to apply them in your own manifestation process. All right, so let's get started. Tip number 1 is to identify the underlying energy or feeling that you are trying to connect with through your manifestation and then releasing any attachment to the form that needs to show up. So an example would be, let's say that you would like to manifest a romantic relationship. What is the underlying energy that you are trying to connect with there? The underlying feeling. Is it a feeling of connection? Is it more energy of romanticism in your life? What is it that you're specifically desiring? Then to release the form or the attachment as to how that needs to show up in your life. To let it go, give it up to the universe, and trust that your connection to the energy that you're wanting to experience and identify with will call the highest expression for you that you need right now in your life to you. So you can also really connect with the stream of the energy that you're trying to bring in by asking yourself, where am I already experiencing this? So let's say that you identify that you'd really like to have more connection. That's what you're craving when you're considering bringing in and calling in a romantic relationship. So where in your life do you already feel and experience connection? And notice where this is already flowing to you. And then notice where you could start to call in more of that. So maybe you don't have complete control over snapping your fingers and having a romantic partner show up right in front of you, but where could you call in more connection? Or if you're looking to call in more energy of romanticism, where could you connect more with that energy? How could you do that and bring that and give that to yourself? This will start the juices flowing in that direction towards your desire. And it's so important to be willing to surrender and offer some trust to the universe that you will be drawn to and brought a form of that which you're trying to manifest that's going to be the best for you. Letting go of any attachment as to the hows or the wins of what we're trying to manifest needs to show up. Allows us to live in presence. If we're constantly thinking about lack, how we don't have something or we're not experiencing it, or we need a certain form, a certain physical representation in order to experience that thing, it takes us out of the present moment. We start ruminating on the past, we start trying to control the future, we start living in the future, just in constant expectation about when in the future is this going to come, and it pulls us out of the present. And in order to powerfully manifest, you have to be deeply rooted in the present. This is why it is so important to identify what that underlying energy or feeling is, and then start to connect to it in the present moment through noticing where it's already showing up, or through cultivating experiences that will help you call in that energy while maintaining this openness and this surrender to the magic of manifestation and allowing your highest good to flow into you that is in alignment with the same energy that you're putting your attention on and that you're rooting in your present experience. So hopefully that makes sense. And in relation to this, I also wanted to share with you guys a couple mantras or just considerations to keep in mind. You can use them as mantras. Also, it's so important in manifestation to really be open to outcomes greater than what we expect. When we attach a specific form to what we're trying to manifest, we are manifesting from the limited place of our current self's imagination. And oftentimes we could actually be manifesting something much greater or much bigger than what we're expecting or the form that we are giving to our manifestation. So this is another reason why it's important to release and let go of form and to open ourselves up to manifestations larger than what we expect, or to creative or unexpected channels through which that manifestation can come to us. I wish I remember where I heard this analogy, but it's so good. I want to share it with you guys. But you can think of a manifestation almost like a conveyor belt of gifts that are just going down this belt right in front of you. And if you're attached to the fact that what you need needs to come in a red packaging with a blue bow, then that gift might not come down the belt till number 137. Whereas what you were wanting, maybe even a larger or greater expression of what you were wanting, was present number 2 in a green packaging and a yellow bow. So it's so important to, again, relax this attachment to a specific form, and you can even use these as mantras. I am open to experiencing manifestations larger than my expectation, and I am open to creative or unexpected channels through which my manifestation can flow to me. And constantly remind yourself to be open and relax that attachment. So important for calling in your highest good. Okay, and tip number 2 is around action. So lots of times, we're told to take action to bring our manifestation to fruition, but this can involve sort of coerced or forced action in the direction of that form that we're trying to manifest. And when I'm saying taking action, what I mean is often something that's completely unrelated or seemingly unrelated to your manifestation. So if there's that thing, that one or two things that you have just been feeling this nagging that you need to be doing, or that you're being pushed towards, maybe this is changing up your diet, maybe this is a career change, maybe this is letting go of a relationship or a friendship that has become, toxic or not very supportive. Even if that seems like it's completely separate from what maybe you're trying to manifest more money, but you've been feeling this nagging call to release a relationship. They may seem unrelated, but whatever the thing is that that you've been avoiding, maybe there's even like a little bit of fear there, or maybe a bit more fear. That's the thing that you need to do to get the energy moving, to call in your manifestation. It seems like it wouldn't make sense, but it works every time. I guarantee you that there's something that that thing that you just thought of when I mentioned this, that's the thing that you want to move towards and that you want to do to move energy. If you move energy in one corner of your life, if there's an area where you're trying to manifest and you just keep, hitting a wall and you feel like you're stuck, if you move energy in another corner of your life, suddenly everything moves. It's all interconnected and it's all related. And it sometimes is easier for us. I mean, maybe that thing, obviously, it's been pushed aside for a reason because we're kind of avoiding it. But sometimes it's easier for us to do something that seems unrelated than it is to, continue to beat ourselves up about going, headstrong right towards the specific form that we're trying to force to come to us with this clenched energy. So move something in another area of your life, free up some energy, and let the energy that you want to connect with flow and move. And if you clear a block in one area, it's going to help clear a block in another area as well. All right, so I wanted to share a story with you guys about one of my larger manifestations and how some of these tips helped me. So several years back, my husband and I were really starting to discuss and desiring to buy a place. And we hadn't owned for several years. We'd been renting for a while, which had been working great for us. It was the perfect fit. And then it just kind of felt like it wasn't. And we really wanted to purchase and be homeowners again. But we really were not in the financial position to be doing so. And what ended up happening is, through a completely, serendipitous set of circumstances, somebody from another department transferred into my husband's department, ended up sitting right beside him, and was going through a home buying process and filled him in on a grant that she had applied for. There was a first-time homeowners grant. And he did a little bit of research, and come to find out, if you hadn't owned a home in, I think it was something like 3 to 5 years, you could qualify for a grant to buy a home. And we ended up qualifying. So this is an example of being open to solutions that are unexpected or surprising. We never really thought that we would be applying for a grant to buy a home. It just, we assumed that it would be through the traditional method of saving money, as we had done in the past, until you have enough of a down payment that then you can purchase. But it turned out that not only do we qualify for this grant paid for all of our closing costs. It paid for our entire down payment, and when all was said and done, we actually got paid. We got a check to move into our home, which was amazing. And looking back, I can really see that in the 3 to 4 months before this all sort of happened, there was a lot of action that we took in other areas of our life that we had been feeling prompted to do, but had just been a bit sticky. We'd been called to make some changes with our health. I was called specifically to make some changes with the way that I was structuring earning income, and it didn't necessarily lead to a huge amount more income, but it led to something that felt more aligned for me. And there was a few other little changes that we made in other areas of our life that I now recognize really opened up the energy for something completely unexpected, and to come in and help us to be able to realize this dream that we, at the time we were in, didn't really see a way that it could logically work out. And so that's so important. And because at the time we didn't see a way that it could logically work out, we weren't super attached to the form. We just kind of thought it was a bit of a pipe dream, and we would talk about it and how fun it would be, and then we would just kind of let it go and step back and not ruminate on it and chew on it over and over and over. And, we took a trip around a couple months before we ended up receiving the information about this grant that brought in some feelings of freedom, which was also what we were wanting to connect with buying the house. And so I really think that these tips played a huge role in helping us move the energy to be able to call in this really unique, fun scenario in how we were able to realize this manifestation. And then this condo turned out to basically be like the goose that laid the golden egg, where over the few years that we lived there, we were able to, through, just another amazing serendipitous set of circumstances, refinance our house and use the money to pay off all student debt and student loans. And then most recently, over just the last couple of months, we felt the nudge, just the energy didn't feel like it was really, the space was really meant for us anymore. Nothing really dramatic, but it felt like it was time to move on, and we opened ourselves up to it. And I did something big that I had been called to do for several months, which was to go on a solo Vision Quest trip up to Sedona and stay there for several days. And I finally said yes to that, and in doing that I had a bunch of other really beautiful synchronicities and experiences that happened. But when I came back, we had, again, a set of serendipitous circumstances where we ended up finding a buyer, or really a buyer for our house basically found us. We never had to list it, hire any realtors. We didn't have to do any major repairs or projects. It was a close to as-is sale, and we ended up making about 3 times more money off of the sale than we had anticipated when we had first started penciling things out. So again, this is an amazing example of just being able to move energy in other areas of your life, saying yes to those things that you've been pushing aside, releasing attachment to the specific form in which something needs to happen. I mean, I was initially feeling resistant to selling a house because I was not excited about the idea of having a house on the market for several months, having to hire realtors, having people coming in and out of the house. I work from home, and I like having my sacred space for my clients and for my own spiritual work and development. And I was not able to really conceive of a way that we could sell our house without that traditional pathway. But I was able to surrender and just be open and relaxed and appreciate and be grateful for the things that I enjoyed about my home. And again, just through the serendipitous set of circumstances, we were led down this really unconventional path that I never could have imagined or dreamed of that worked out amazingly perfect for us. So I want to share that with you guys just to show you how it is totally possible to get what you are wishing for and what you want. And it's so important to be open to completely, unconventional ways for this to come to you, and to be open to manifestations that exceed your expectations, that blow you away. All right, so I hope that this has been helpful for you, and I hope that this will start to get some of your creative juices flowing about how you can start to feel into the underlying energy of what you're trying to bring into fruition, to actualize in material form here in the physical world. It all starts with energy, and it all starts with opening yourself up to your worth. If you guys would like me to do more videos on manifestation and share more tips and tricks, just let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to make more of these and go into more detail. If you found this video helpful for you, I would love if you would give me a thumbs up, give a like, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. We're going to be releasing a lot more videos in the future around all types of practical spirituality, and then also some of the fun esoteric stuff as well. So I hope you guys have a great day. It's been a pleasure connecting. All my love. Bye-bye.